Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Tulo Hoyani. The battle to fight Mkhwanazi continues unabated. The Commissioner of the South African Police Services is facing a huge fight for survival. But in the recent past, or in the last few days, we have seen support come up from Mkhwanazi. Mkhwanazi is getting people in his corner who are fighting out of his corner and who are full in support of him. First to come out was the EFF. The Economic Freedom Fighters came out very strongly, in that style of theirs. The Economic Freedom Fighters will always call a spade a spade. They simply said, this initiative, or this plot rather, to get rid of Mkhwanazi is simply a witch hunt. The EFF went on to say that Mkhwanazi was being pursued because there were certain corrupt elements in KwaZulu-Natal who wanted to see him out of the way. The support also from Mkhwanazi also came from the Public Service Association. The Public Service Association has also said there is something very fishy about the investigation into Mkhwanazi. So as the battle intensifies, we are seeing more and more people come on board to support Mkhwanazi. Remember, the chairman of the Portfolio Committee on the Police, Ian Cameron, has also expressed his own doubts about, the genuineness or, the motive behind the investigation of Mkhwanazi. But why is Mkhwanazi, you might ask yourself, being pursued like this? Mkhwanazi is your kind of hands-on policeman. Mkhwanazi has got a track record that speaks for itself. He has cleaned KZN. Crime levels in KZN have gone very low as a result of his unrelenting efforts to get rid of crime in that province. Mkhwanazi is also investigating certain high-ranking police officials in the province and probably beyond who are involved in various corrupt activities. One of these corrupt activities takes the form of hiring out safe houses. There's a secret fund out of which the police will pay people who offer their houses as safe houses. Mkhwanazi's investigation has revealed that some high-ranking police officials apparently are involved in the scam to hire out these houses, and the houses never get hired in the first place. They will claim money for providing their premises as safe houses, when in fact no witnesses under witness protection ever use those places. So that secret fund is called the secret fund, the police secret fund, is being abused. And Mkhwanazi has blown up all this. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are going to be uncomfortable with Mkhwanazi. The second thing that we have seen, and that he has also raised, that Mkhwanazi personally raised, was the disturbing manner in which cash in transit robberies take place in that province. Mkhwanazi says, there needs to be an investigation into why criminals will know how much money a certain cash in transit vehicle is carrying, know the time when it will leave from the point where it collects that cash, also know the route that that car will take, and all that inside information. Mkhwanazi blames people in and outside the system for these inside jobs, because clearly that information would have been communicated by somebody within either the police services or the security companies, or both, acting in a common purpose to commit those crimes. So these are some of the things that have landed Mkhwanazi in hot water. But Mkhwanazi is fighting back, because he has indicated that he's going to take legal action against whoever is responsible for these allegations. But let us get back to IPID. You'll recall that after some flip-flopping by IPID has now considered that, in fact, this complaint, which resulted in the current investigation, did not emanate from the minister. How that possibly happened just baffles the mind, because at the beginning of it all, IPID was quite adamant that, the order, or the initiative was the minister's initiative to get Mkhwanazi investigated. Now, IPID has done a complete U-turn. It now says that was a mistake, and that the complaint that they are investigating actually emanates from an anonymous source, a member of the public presumably, who they will not disclose. In fact, IPID has gone a step further to say that they have been instructed not to comment about the investigation at all into Mkhwanazi. In other words, all that they will concede is there is an investigation into Commissioner Mkhwanazi. They will not give us the exact nature of that investigation, except to say that, well, he's suspected of having defeated the ends of justice, in that he prevented the arrest of a certain correctional services officer who was said to be running a criminal syndicate out of the Westville prison. That is all that they are prepared to say. Other than that, they say that they've been instructed not to say anything further to the media or to anyone, so that this leaves, the investigation just hanging out there in the air. It is still not clear who this complainant is. And I've said in a previous video that these nameless, faceless complainants, can be very worrying, because why will IPID not disclose who this complainant is? Right? Why is the identity of this complainant being kept away from the public? Because at the end of the day, Mkhwanazi has got to know who it is that has triggered an investigation against him. Having known that, he will then be in a better position, to prepare himself in whatever manner as this investigation unfolds. But as it is, Mkhwanazi is being pursued by IPID on behalf of this unknown entity. It was supposed to be the minister when all this started, but all of a sudden we have this anonymous person or people who are said to be behind this investigation. But clearly, Mkhwanazi is getting a lot of support from all over. And it is encouraging to see that, Parliament, through its portfolio committee on the police, has also indicated its own doubts about, this investigation. Now we are seeing the EFF, and also the Public Service Association, and of course many others will come on board as this unfolds. But it is sad to see a man who's so dedicated to fight crime being besieged in this way, simply because he's doing his job of fighting crime in KwaZulu-Natal. I mean, you don't need any statistics to see what Mkhwanazi is doing in KZN. Week in and week out, we see this on our television screens. 5, 6, or even 7 cash-in-transit robbers shot dead in KZN. It happens routinely. So the man is out to wipe out, confront criminals, confront criminals head on. He's not the sort of person who will, hold a press conference and give you a breakdown of statistics. The results are tangible. The results are tangible for all to see, and all credit must go to Mkhwanazi. And we sincerely hope that IPID, for starters, can give us the name of this complainant. And it is also be in the interest of justice. We cannot have this hanging over Mkhwanazi's head forever. IPID had better speed up that investigation so that we see where it goes. Mkhwanazi cannot have this hanging over his head forever. It has to be cleared, because the longer it takes, the more damage it does to his reputation as a commissioner of police in KZN. Thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you very much for the subscriptions that I'm seeing. Please like and share this video, and don't skip those ads, and have a pleasant day.